Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Tuesday morning live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We're going to talk about wallet troubleshooting today. This is kind of an experiment with some new streaming software, so I'm hoping everything will go fine. Join in and throw out your questions and we'll see what we can do. All right, welcome everybody. I'm here streaming on a Tuesday. I wanted to do this as a test because I've been having trouble with my live streams lately. So just wanted to throw out a quick live stream. I switched my software. So want to thank everyone for joining me today. Let's see if we can get this going here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm over here. Got this camera going. Let's turn this thing off for the moment. So I know it was a little impromptu, and I didn't warn anybody about this, but I've been doing a lot of troubleshooting lately. Let's see if I can pop out chat here. Right, and I'll just move this guy over here. I don't see anybody in the stream yet. Although there are some people watching, that's good. So I was having a heck of a time over the last several days, several weeks, months, actually, with my streams. And they just kept getting progressively worse. Whoops, I don't know what that's doing. And I've been at my wit's end trying to figure out what's going on. And I was troubleshooting on several forums about reconnect, disconnect. And I noticed a common theme among people complaining about this issue on OBS forums. And that was that whoever the admin from OBS Studios was kept blaming it on other things. And, you know, people kept saying it's got to be OBS Studio. And then the OBS Studio admin would come in and go, no, it's not us. It's your internet, you know, and just on and on and on. And I noticed that was a common theme. And so finally I found this post guy, and he said, I got it fixed, everyone. Delete OBS, it's junk. And they won't help you fix the problem of disconnecting. I just downloaded XSplit Broadcaster. It works great. No disconnects and 0 frames dropped. So I decided to download it and give it a shot. Mind you, I've just got it set up. I haven't really customized it that much. It was pretty easy to get set up. There were a few glitches that I had getting everything configured, but other than that, it was just because I was unfamiliar with the software. So E. Posson is here. Wayne C. is here. Although the color isn't as good as OBS. The color. Oh my gosh. No, not the color. Are you kidding me? I am supposedly streaming in high def. So I'm going to go back and look at this later. I'm going to actually click record here. And hopefully I didn't mess this up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to buy this software. You can subscribe for like $5 a month, but you can also buy it for like $200 for a lifetime, which is, I mean, to me, it's priceless. If I can eliminate this issue that I've been having with my streams, it's just like priceless. I don't care if it costs $1,000, you know. Shouldn't say that too loud. They might hear me. So anyway, let's jump into the news real quick. I'll go over the news that I had queued up for stream, which I was never able to get to. We had Bitcoin falling over the weekend on inflation fears, and it's recovered somewhat since then. I mean, today is Tuesday. Oh, actually, let me turn on my lights over here. Maybe that'll make me show up a little better. Yeah. Maybe that was the color issue you were experiencing. I buy it on Black Friday for less. I mean, $5 a month is nothing. I don't mind that. I'm just like, if I see something that I want and I need, I'm willing to just plop down the money and pay for it. So anyway, we had Bitcoin falling late last week, down to about, let's see what it says here. 20, no, risky shedding about 200, threatening to fall to 23. Well, actually, let's take a look at where Bitcoin stands at this moment. I'll see if I can't share my phone with you guys. Oops, first I have to connect it. Just getting everything configured here. Oops. Come on, baby. I think during the live stream we were at like around 22.5, if I'm not mistaken. We're up at 23.5, which is decent. Now, this is Crypto.com, which Dan says tends to run a bit high. I always felt that it was a little bit of a front run of what we were going to be seeing in the next hour or two, because it was based in Asia. But now I just don't know. But I don't mind checking it, because as far as I'm concerned, it gives me pretty up-to-date. Actually, you can kind of see it here too. Whoops. Except this website keeps popping down. We're at 23,492 on CoinDesk. And if we go over to, they've got 23,497. So they're all fairly consistent across that. But I think on the Saturday night stream, when I was having all those troubles, I think we were under 23. We were in the mid 22,000s. It did, after the live stream, or at the very end of the live stream on Sunday night, when I was trying to redo it with my phone, I think, if I can't see it, Dan was like, hey, check it out. And it had just popped. And it was up around 25. It was flirting with 25. I don't think it got over 25,000. But so that's where we're at as far as the Bitcoin market goes. And let's see what we can do over here. What's the next story I wanted to talk about real quick? We did this. I don't want to go into the price analysis. The IMF released a report claiming that crypto to the financial system, I think. El Salvador about making Bitcoin a legal tender. But they came out with a report, elements of effective policies for crypto assets. Paper explicitly says the proposal should be taken up by the directors. Widespread adoption of crypto assets could undermine the effectiveness of monetary policy. Significant implications for the international monetary system. Yeah, they're kind of scared of crypto, basically. But once again, you know, they're saying it's a fringe thing. It's on the, you know, it's a danger to the status quo. We all knew that. I mean, that was why crypto was invented, right? To offer an alternative to the status quo. And Bitcoin white paper debuted in 2008, right? At the height of the financial crisis. So, yeah. And let's see what else we got here. Live topics. Hopefully none of these are stale. There was a story about a whale dumping a bunch of NFTs, but it was probably in relation to the Blur token airdrop. And so he was positioning himself to maximize his Blur airdrops. And after he dumped all of his NFTs, I think, what was the comment here? Someone said he's basically, they were like, well, is he, trying to realize his tax harvesting or outright market manipulation? Oh, this was one of the big NFT whales, and it looks like he was trying to maximize his blur token airdrop because they were having a second airdrop. Anyway, that's just kind of a story. But it reconnects. Oh, I'm still dropping out now and again? Oh, are you kidding me? It shows up here that it's drop frame 0. And much better than it was this weekend. Okay. Yeah, it's not giving me alerts like OBS Studio was. OBS Studio was giving me error messages whenever I popped in and out. This thing is not. Well, that's a bummer. I don't know. Maybe if I took down my... when you watch it back, you'll see. Okay, thank you. I don't think I can adjust my resolution while I'm streaming, but I am trying to stream with very high settings, so that might be part of it. I think normally I stream in HD, but I was going to give it a shot to stream. Oh, okay, so I am being lost. Okay, that's disappointing. Little max headroom. Yeah. Oh, man. I remember I loved that show, Max Headroom. It was really funny. Ahead of its time. Yeah, so that's disappointing. I was kind of hoping. Have not noticed. Okay, and Kenneth says he hasn't noticed any video or audio problems right now. I think maybe I'll take it down. Why don't I think I can leave the stream running, just stop streaming and adjust my resolution down and see if that changes things. So I'm going to stop streaming for just a few seconds and then jump back in. This is me actually clicking the button to stop for a moment. Okay, so I should be back. So basically, I just dropped my output resolution to 1920 by 1080, but it's still at 60 frames per second. You know, one of the reasons that I'm doing this is because I did manage to get my ISP to schedule an appointment for me. I got a tech to come out and check my settings. So we'll see. And I thought, well, before he comes, let me, I was doing more troubleshooting, and I thought maybe if I just try this other software, I won't have this issue. And it's not showing up on my end. I'm not seeing it at all. Let's see here. Well, in other words, I mean, I can see you guys telling me about it, but I'm not getting error messages from this split broadcaster. But we'll see. Yeah, and then there's that watermark up there in the top left corner, which once I subscribe, it'll go away. I make a soothing stream. Okay, so for now, we'll see. We'll go on at this lower resolution and see how things go. Maybe 4K is not a great idea for live stream. Maybe if you're watching like a standalone video, like a movie trailer or something like that, that's like posted in 4K is better. But maybe trying to stream in 4K resolution is not. Okay, so I've got some ideas about how I want to change my live streams. I'll probably stick with my Saturday night live stream where I talk about the news, and then we go into troubleshooting. And I don't know if I want to keep doing it for 2 hours. Maybe we'll go down to an hour and a half on Saturday nights, which was originally how I intended it. But I would like to do some more up. Now I'm getting a message from YouTube that says that the current bit rate is lower than it should be. I'm playing around with this software, and I don't know that I can, let me see. I'm sorry to be doing this to you guys. Well, it says that it's at 5,000. Huh. Okay. I think YouTube recommends 45. So even though I have it set at 5,000 BPS, YouTube is telling me that my bit rate is only 2310. But that was, we recommend a stream rate of 23.5, whatever. So it looks like maybe I'm going in and out. Or maybe that was just an error message from before when we were trying to do 4K. So we'll see. You got it? Good. All right. Someone had a question of, so what I would like to do is try to maybe do a podcast, because YouTube has podcasts. And so I'll do my normal live streams, but I'll also record them and post them as podcasts. So one of the things that I'll try to focus on is, while I'm talking with you guys, I will read out your questions out loud, so that if someone is listening, as a podcast, through their headphones while they're working out or while they're driving, they'll be able to make sense of what I'm addressing, right? So I might start reading out the questions, or trying to, just read out the questions so that everyone will know what question I'm addressing. And then I also thought that I don't usually do coin evals, but I'm thinking I get an email digest from CoinGecko, and it's an email digest, and they usually have top gainers and losers, I think. And maybe I'll go over the top gainers and losers for the last 24 hours. I think you can even switch this to 7 days. So you can look at the top gainers and losers over the last few days. And I'll just talk about each coin, maybe do a little research, where you can buy the coin, what kind of wallets are available for it, that kind of stuff. A lot of these top movers are coins I've never heard of, and their rankings are pretty low. So I don't know how well this will work. We'll find out. But I'm thinking about that. So we'll see. So someone had a question about a wallet. Have you ever heard of Ngrave wallet? Would it be a good wallet? So let me check that for you. This is W, who's asking me if I've ever heard of Ngrave wallet. It sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've done a demo with this particular wallet. I have to tell you, over the years, I've done a lot of videos on wallet reviews. And of course, my go-to wallet is the Ledger Nano X. I'm also a big fan of the Trezor Model T, which I really like. But I've done quite a few, like Elapal, and there was another one too, which is I've done Arculus. Let's see what else is there. I've done Elapal. Yeah, there was a well, okay. Okay, that's JDO. Okay, I'll read that in a bit. I don't think JDO's in tonight. Let's see here. Okay, Keystone wallet, which is also very good, and it serves kind of a niche function. But there are a lot of hardware wallets out there that I find overly complicated and difficult to use. And a lot of those hardware wallets are what they call air-gapped wallets. And the air-gapped concept is that it doesn't touch anything. And, like they decry the fact that, the Ledger device and the Trezor device have to connect to your computer with a cable. I think that's a little bit of an oversimplification. First of all, you do receive firmware updates across the cable, right? That's your interface. But most of the time, you're just basically sending and receiving cryptographic authorizations, requests and authorizations going back and forth. So there's not a big room for hacking. They might say, well, the biggest risk you take when you're of your wallet being so-called hacked is when you're running a firmware upgrade, right? Because there's new code being added into the wallet, and that's being pushed, right? There's nothing pulling, right? So there's no pulls. But so we need the cable for firmware updates, right? So all of these air-gapped wallets claim that, oh, because we're air-gapped, we're more secure. Well, how do you update the firmware on an air-gapped wallet? Well, they give you a little SD card. Well, actually, they don't usually give you the SD card. There's an SD card slot on the wallet, and you have to go buy an SD card. And then you go to their website and download the latest version of their firmware update. You drop it on this little SD card if you've got an SD card reader, which if you don't, you got to go buy one, right? And then after you've got your SD card filled with their firmware update, you plug that into their hardware wallet and run the firmware update. Well, what's to stop a bad firmware update from being downloaded from their website? Just because you're putting it on the card and sticking the card in and you're not technically connected to the internet at that moment, you are downloading their firmware updates from the internet and putting them on this card and then activating it on your hardware device. So to me, trying to say that air-gapped is more secure than a hardware wallet that connects with a cable is a little disingenuous, right? And I find the air-gapped wallets really clunky and hard to use, and trying to, the interface. I like hardware wallets to be easy to use. So a lot of these air-gapped hardware solutions, and I won't name names, but they can be really clunky and hard to use. And so I tend to go with wallets that focus on usability. Security is great. They're all basically secure. Right. So the companies that are going to come out ahead on wallets are going to be the companies that cater to usability, because that's what Western people expect. Right. Usability is number one. Right. If it's difficult to use, people aren't going to take the time to use it, and they're going to be annoyed. So I did get a new wallet, a couple of new wallets. From some hardware manufacturers. One of them was this One Key Touch, which is really cool. Very similar to, or what seems very similar to the Ledger Stax. It's a touch screen. It's kind of thick, right? It's about, it looks probably about the same size as the Ledger Stax, which should be shipping next month. We'll find out. Right? But this thing is really cool. I did a video on this one. If you want to check it out, I did a full-length video on that wallet, the One Key Touch, right? And I was also, I'll put a link to this in the description here. So that's the One Key video. But then I also received a hardware wallet solution from Tangem, and they're a company based in Switzerland, which is kind of refreshing. And the way that the Tangem card works is it's an RFDI solution. I think it's RFDI. I'm not sure what the technology is. But this card holds the private key. You have to download an app for your phone to interface with the card. You initialize the card, you generate your random private key, and then you take, oh, I stuck them over here. they give you backups, right? I've got a couple of, these are the two backups, right? I've got the go-to card and the two backups. And that's it. There's no backup phrase. There's no 24-word backup phrase. And of course, one of the commenters in the video said, what if you lose it? Okay, yeah, I get it, right? That's the whole point, is that, yeah, you could lose it. You would have to lose all three of them to lose access to your crypto. But how is that different than a ledger device with a 24-word backup? What if you lose your 24-word backup and your device fritzes out? Then you've lost your crypto. But it speaks to the issue. Well, it speaks to a couple of issues. One is writing down a 24-word backup phrase is tedious, time-consuming, and fraught with errors. Just that, right? This thing, you don't have to deal with it at all, right? You initialize the card, you click, and you designate the other two cards as your backup, and you're done, right? So easy setup. Another one is so many people are out there giving up their 24-word backup phrases. That is the number one hack of crypto wallets, is people getting tricked into revealing their 24-word backup phrase. And I hate to say it, but it's almost like people just aren't responsible enough. I remember I had someone that was convinced that people were too dumb to use crypto. I don't know that it's dumb, right? There are people that are very intelligent, that apply their intelligence in many areas, and that just blow me away, right? But in other areas, not so much, right? And so when it comes to crypto, a guy could be like an MBA, know everything about business, runs successful business, knows how to manage people, all that kind of stuff, but is unfamiliar with crypto and can easily be fooled into giving up his 24-word recovery phrase to an online scammer or an email phisher or that kind of stuff. So this card eliminates that, right? Yeah, if you lose all three cards, you lose your crypto, right? But the same goes for the ledger device too. You lose your backup phrase and you lose your device, you've lost your crypto. So, yeah, it's like you got to hang on to it. I could say the same thing for gold coins, right? What if you lose your gold coins? Then they're gone, right? I mean, most people keep them in their house, so they're not going to lose them or whatever. But what if they're transporting them somewhere and they get into a car accident and they lose? So there's gold coins are like, you lose them, they're gone, right? The same with something like this, right? You lose it, it's gone. You have a fine work of art. What if your house, you have a house fire and it burns up? It's gone, right? There's all kinds of things in this world that are valuable that you can lose, right? So don't lose this. That's there was something else I wanted to. It's gone. Yeah, I had something great I wanted to share about losing, but anyway. Wow, It's Time is cool in the UK. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking of doing the. And have we been dropping frames lately after I change the resolution? I'll have to go back and watch it. It's weird. I don't get oh, okay. I do get a bit rate. Yeah, my bit rate for the stream is a bit low, and I'm not sure why that is. I've set it at 5,000, and it's telling me it's like 13 something. And YouTube is still giving me this warning about my bit rate being low. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can pump it up and see if that. I'm going to just disconnect for a second. Okay, I can see that my bit rate is now higher, at least for the moment, right? I pumped my bit rate up to 10,000 in the set. I've in doing all of this research about my disconnect reconnect issues, I was seeing people say, well, YouTube recommends you set it at 45. But I had used 10,000 for a couple of years with no issues whatsoever. And then I was having these OBS studio issues. And then I adjusted it down to 45 in OBS studio, and it seemed like it was working for a while. And then over the last couple of weeks, we've just gone off the deep end with my problems. I got you on the TV and you're in the... I am in the bottom right corner of the chat. That's how I do this. Excellent connection? Question mark. The higher bit rate is now giving issues. Okay. Oh my God. All right. So now I'm disconnecting, reconnecting. Okay. It says in my bit rate that it's much higher, and YouTube from when I had it lower. Let's take it down a notch. Oh, the chat is covering it? Okay. So now I changed the bit rate in Split Broadcaster to 6,500. And I can see up in the top that according to its readout that I'm streaming about 26,000 kbs, which is weird because the settings have megabits per second, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, I'm thinking of my internet. Okay, yeah. That's okay. So I have it set at 65 kbs in the settings. Are you? Yeah. Oh, I see what you're complaining about. Yeah. I think maybe you want to. It looks like this, right? Your chat should be over on the side, right? You were looking at me looking at the chat, which is not optimal, right? So yeah, we were talking about some of the videos that I had done lately, right? The Tangem wallet video. So I think that Tangem is a pretty decent solution. Not only that, but it's dirt cheap compared to some of the other hardware wallets. All right. So if you go to their website, actually, that's their security thing. Mind you, they're not paying me to promote them. It was a pretty standard arrangement. They say, hey, we have this wallet. We'd like to send you our wallet. Would you mind reviewing it? And I would say, yeah. So, and there's usually an affiliate link where I'll get a commission. But I mean, you can get the pack of 3 cards for $55. As the last I remember, the Ledger Nano S Plus is was it 79? Where is it? Oh, it's 79, and that's their cheapest model. They've discontinued the Ledger Nano S, the old one, right? So you have to the low end model is 79, right? And the Ledger Nano X is 150. The Trezor T is 210, I think. Well worth it. But as far as, a low price point for a decent hardware wallet, I like this one a lot. Very easy to use. I can increase the size of my cam. It's good. I'm small. I'm always small. Bankruptcy department. I don't know if you've ever been in one of my live streams, but I'm always down in the corner because generally I'm doing reviews or demoing things on screen. So the focus of my video is what I'm doing on my screen, not me. I mean, if you want to see me, I'm over here. Do I look big now? Yeah. But just me talking is not really the focus of my live streams. What I focus on is what I'm showing you on my screen. I hope that clarifies things for you a little bit. Yeah, thank you. My Koinly app won't pick up my Cash App BTC transaction to track. Is this normal? I haven't used the Koinly app. Are you talking about just like the Koinly website? You're talking about their tax software? What do you mean it won't pick up my Cash App BTC? Oh, Cash App. I have never tried to connect Cash App to a tax service. I'm assuming that it's possible. I think that the Cash App has a Bitcoin receiving address, and I think that's really all you need to give it, if I'm not mistaken, unless they have a way like somehow connecting your Cash App over here. I haven't used Cash App in a really long time. And fairly recently, or they've been updating it. Yeah. So, oh, geez, I keep doing. I can't find the Bitcoin anymore. I don't know where it is. Well, it just outright was saying I was gone, and then I looked over at my XSplit broadcaster, and I was no longer streaming, unless I accidentally clicked the stream button, which I don't think I did. I was just demoing Cash App. Buffering is increasing. Yeah, so I think what happened is it cascaded again and again and again, and finally the software simply disconnected me. I'm seeing my bit rate as being around 2,600 up to like 3,000. But I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I was doing something else and wasn't paying attention to my streaming software when I was looking at Cash App. And then all of a sudden I just looked over and the stream button was blue again. When streaming is on, it's red. So it must have just gave up the ghost and just outright disconnected me. Although YouTube is like telling me my connection is excellent now. It's because I'm approaching 150, yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to get past 150. I've been approaching 150 for like months now. I'm just like, when am I going to pass 150? Just check the chat, yeah. How do you fix a Bluetooth connectivity problem with... let me pop this out here. Well, one of the things that you can do if you're having trouble pairing your Ledger Nano X is in your settings. So on your phone, go into Bluetooth, and then inside your Bluetooth, you can see your Nanos over here. So a lot of times if you try to repair and it's already in your phone, then the best troubleshooting step, if you're having issues, and I guess that's the problem, is you're having issues connecting your device via Bluetooth, then you can simply forget the ledger devices and then do a repair. And a lot of times that will get it back. I mean, if you repair all the time and then, here, I'm going to go ahead and connect my device here. Keep an eye on my stream, see if I'm not. All right, let me go ahead and enter my PIN here. All right, so let's see. I'm going to try this camera over here. Okay. Okay. So I have the device. Now it is connected to my computer, but that's just because I just normally connect. But you can still use the Bluetooth. All right. So now that I've forgotten the device, we'll go back into Ledger Live. If I can find it here. Okay, there it is. Let's try. It's kind of hard to hold my phone with one hand and use it. So we go over to the My Ledger section, and we do, I don't know which one it is. I don't know. I've got two of them. So let's see what happens here. Turn on and unlock your device. Okay, maybe that's not it. All right, let's try this other one. There we go. All right, so you'll notice it says confirm pairing on the device. So we want to click that, right? Click both buttons and then hit pair on the on your phone. Oh, did I lose it? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, there. Now it says allow Ledger Manager. Click both buttons and get repaired. That might be your problem. So if you get disconnected and you're trying to repair your device, a lot of times if the phone has not forgotten the device, then the repairing doesn't work right, because up, there it says drop frames detected. Okay. Now I got a message saying that there were drop frames. But let's see what we're doing on YouTube here. Oh, YouTube. All right, yeah. Okay. Lower than the recommended bit rate. 4729 is lower than 4500? I'm not a math expert, but that doesn't sound right to me at all. How can 4729 KBS be lower than 45 KBS? Anyway, that's the repairing issue. I want to tell you guys a story about trying to get my ISP to come out here and check my connection. Because up to this point, and now I'm even more convinced, it is an ISP issue, not my computer issue or the software that I'm using issue or a YouTube issue. It's definitely my, what am I doing over here? Oh, okay. Let's go back over. It's discombobulating for me to see myself. Okay. Let's turn this guy off for a second. So because I'm convinced that this is an internet issue, I need to get my ISP to come out here, and I need to talk. There, I got more drop frames. Okay. I'm just going to leave it up here so I can monitor what YouTube is doing. It says that I have an excellent connection, but I am getting drop frame messages from the streaming software. So it's crazy. Okay. I believe XDCE and XDC are the same protocol, the same company, but there's two different types of that coin, but I think it's the same company. So I wanted to tell you guys the story of what happened with my ISP. If you try to call your ISP and schedule a tech, they won't. They will offer to troubleshoot with you. And so they'll start asking you questions. They'll always ask you to reboot your modem, always. So, and every time that I do it and it comes back, the bot will say, "Oh, great news. We see you've reconnected to your service. Bye." It's really frustrating. And so I know that it's an upload issue because I have no problem on my internet at home. We've got, 4 computers, a smart TV that's streaming. There's another one in the bedroom that also streams. And I've never had any problems, even when on Saturday night, the kids are upstairs watching the TV streaming. We don't have cable. Everything is streaming. Or my wife is upstairs watching TV. My kids are on their computers doing YouTube or whatever. My daughter's on Discord. I've never had any issues. All of a sudden now I'm getting all this disconnect, reconnect stuff going on. And it seems to be an upload issue. I also recently upgraded my modem and my router to accommodate the faster speeds that my ISP is offering. I was experiencing some disconnect, reconnect before as well, but when I updated my modem and my router, I'm getting blazing speeds. I'm getting like 1,400 megabits per second download speeds. And supposedly my upload speeds are around 40 megabits per second, right? And according to the Xfinity speed test, this is perfect for everything. Streaming 4K video. I mean, I have the fastest tier you can buy. And on top of that, there's like an extra charge for unlimited bandwidth. So they don't charge you more when you go over whatever their allotted bandwidth is. So I have the fastest internet I can get with unlimited bandwidth, never had any issues, and now all of a sudden it's been progressively worse over the last several months, right? And you can see here my upload speed is around 36, almost 40. But there's got to be a problem with this upload. In fact, it looks a little funky right now. It's a little off. I've been noticing that when I upload my YouTube videos that I've, recorded and edited, that it takes longer to upload my YouTube videos. So I'm convinced that it's an upload issue. My coaxial length is pretty long because the box is in the front of the house and it goes from the green box in the front yard along the side of the house and around to the back and comes in through, close to my office window. So the coaxial cable from the junction box in the front yard is rather long. So that could be an issue. And that comes in from the outside, right? So there's no, for me to change that, there's no way for me to get any closer. Unless I move my desktop out into my front yard. That upload speed is way too low. Yeah, it seems like it should be, right? I'll try and focus on that when the tech comes. Oh, but the story, right? So I was convinced that I needed a tech out. I got an email from them saying that they detected an issue and that would I like to schedule a tech. On here. Why is that gone? Boy, it's just one thing after another with this technology, right? And I tried a couple of times and they bumped me. They were like, okay. I'm frozen. Oh, okay. Hopefully I'm back. So I called my ISP. I went through they wouldn't let me schedule a tech shoot with me. They asked me a bunch of questions. I tried to answer the questions knowing how they worked. And finally, after like 8 or 9 questions, finally they were like, oh, well, if that's the case, then that's your problem, not ours. Goodbye, period. You know, they were like, is it an app? Is it a website? Is it all websites? Is it one website? They were just like bombarding me with all these questions until I finally gave the wrong answer. It was my fault, not their fault. So yesterday, that was on the weekend. Yesterday, more in their office, or at least I thought there were. I mean, it's all farmed out anyway. I found out. But I got their bot on the phone. I called the voice line. They were like, we'll troubleshoot with you. Or would you like us to troubleshoot now? I'm like, no. They're like, would you like to reboot your modem now? I'm like, no. And I just wouldn't cooperate with them at all. And they kept asking me over and over again. And then they came back to the rebooting the modem thing. They're like, rebooting your modem can save your tech time. Before we connect you to a tech, would you please reboot your modem? I'm like, no. And then finally, phone over and over again. Beep, 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 beep. And I could hear the bot back there asking. It stopped. And I got connected to a human in India. I don't have anything against people from India, but you know, I got someone in India, and they go, okay, I need to schedule a tech to come out to my house. We're tech support. What can we help you with? I said, no. I want a tech to come to my house. And they go, well, we can't. And I'm like, because you'll troubleshoot with me and you'll tell me that everything's fine. And I'll let them troubleshoot with me. So what I did was I found this text. I went back to Infinity, and here it is. Well, it's got my address on there. It says, hi, Rex. This is Xfinity Assistant again, reminding you that Xfinity proactively monitors the network. Our tools have identified issues with your internet and video services. To fix this, we'd like to schedule a tech appointment. But by the time I replied to this, an automatic payment had gone. Yes, schedule an appointment. It started over, right? So I read this to the tech on the phone, and thank you for reading that. And I'm like, and they kept saying, well, what's your problem? Can you tell me what your problem is? I'm like, the problem is that you guys contacted me and said there was an issue, a tech appointment. That's my issue. Right? I'm not going to go through them and, telling me what the issue is. You contacted me telling me there was a problem. And then finally she left and came back with a tech. But first, we have some great offers we'd like to go over with you. So I had to listen to their marketing spiel about, oh, I don't need your 4K box. I have smart TVs connected directly to my internet. I don't need your 4K streaming box. And then they were like, would you like to? I'm like, no, I don't want to sign up with text cell service with you. Very politely, right? I listened to everything she said. And then finally she goes, okay, we're going to schedule a tech. I mean, in this world, I should have 200 upload. I've never seen it that high. So maybe it's just always been a problem. I don't know if they're capable of that. But I will tell you that I do have the best modem that you can buy. I don't use their modem. I use the best modem you can get that can give you, I could get gigabit with this or whatever, 100 gigabit or whatever the max is. They don't, obviously. have the best effing router, 2.5 gigabit, which is the best you can get. 100 gigabit can only be achieved. Have all of your network cables have to be Cat 6, I think. So most businesses and homes can't get, if they're pre-wired for Ethernet, like in the wall. Son of a bitch. All right. So I lowered the FPS to 30. So well, thank you so much for that. The bottleneck is the card in the PC. It can only go that fast. Well, no, because I have the best effing motherboard you can buy, and I have 2 network ports. I have a 2.5 gigabit network port, and I have a 100 gigabit network port. As I mentioned, the 100 gigabit is only supported if you're like got work, and the ISP doesn't support that anyway. The ISP supports 1,200 gigabits. That's their top tier speed. It was 1,000. That was the top tier, was 1,000 gigabits per second. Or gigabits, or whatever it is. Yeah. So contacted me and said, wait. We now offer 1,200 gigabit, the fastest internet speed that we offer, because your equipment is only handling 1,000 gigabits per second. That was my modem and my router. My net 5 gigabits per second. So the network is not the issue. The network card is not the issue. Upload. When they say XGB, all devices that connect to the network. Okay, so you're saying if like the only device connected is my computer, then I will get that full speed. Okay, fair enough. It's a possibility. The issue, right? The issue is that I was streaming like a dream for years. I've been streaming since 2017. So something has changed. Something is not working anymore. I've got the best computer, the best router, the best modem. I've got the highest internet speed known to man, and I'm still having issues. I've tried troubleshooting in OBS. I tried troubleshooting in this XPT or whatever it is. I just find it hard to believe that like me with this issue in my area using Xfinity. I can't be the only live streaming YouTuber around. Yeah. It counts the speed in and out. Oh, your issue isn't your PC or you ended up as all. It's the ISP. Modems to rent them from the internet providers. I work for the cable internet company. Yeah. Well, like I said, this modem is like a month old. Yeah. And yes, the one that I had before was only capable of 1,000. So when the ISP bumped up to 1.2, they sent me a message, said, hey, your equipment needs to be upgraded. And I was like, my equipment. That was a couple months ago. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I really would use their equipment because they have a modem router combo. Call me crazy. But I've been doing this for years and never had the issue. I mean, even when I was in California, I was using older equipment and my ISP speeds were not as high as they are now. Live stream before. So yeah, you can say, oh, your computer isn't good enough, your modem's not good enough, you should be using their equipment, but it never happened before. So I mean, how do we explain that? Why is it that like all of a sudden over the last couple months I can't live stream anymore? with the best equipment money can buy. When they called, they had no recollection of what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean, I'm at my wit's end with this. I mean, if I can't live stream, I can't, you know, this is my, I need to be able to live stream. Not to mention, also, I got a message from them. You'll think this is funny too. Let me see if I can find this message. Huh, that's bizarre. Those. Okay. I got a message from them last night on my phone in my voicemail telling me that the issue that I reported has now been resolved and would I like to cancel my tech appointment. The nerve of those guys. I wouldn't even report the issue. The only issue I reported was that they told me there was some issue. Nobody knows what it is. And send a tech. And then they tried to got it scheduled. And then I got another voicemail that said, definitely they're coming. I got an email. I got a text. Yeah. Just crazy. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you use your own equipment, then you're not paying that extra $10 or $15 per month rental fee, whatever it is that they charge you for that. Although, you know, when you spend $300 on a modem and another $300 on a router to break even on that. Yeah, show them the live stream. That's a good one. I think I will, Dan. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now. We're just like wrapping about. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I know most of you guys are my regulars. So thank you, Jim C., for all of your input. Blue Diesel. Dan, of course, as usual, thank you for being here. Emmanuel, thank you for the tip. Wayne C., all of you that are trying to help me figure out what's going on here. I really, really appreciate it. It just seems so bizarre. I mean, why am I the only YouTuber that can't live stream anymore? Am I being singled out? I don't know. It's just, I just don't understand. And, you know, why aren't neighborhood that I can't be the only YouTube live streamer that's having issues? I want to thank you guys. I haven't done like a sign out screen yet in this software. So I'm just going to sign out from here. Once again, thank you guys for joining me. Whoops, not that one. I'm just going to go ahead and sign out and talk to you guys later. Hopefully by tomorrow we'll have some situation.